Hello and what is up, guys? Rye here and welcome back to some more automation and BeamNG.Drive. Today we're doing another car. We're doing another car, not based off of a Dodge Challenger or whatnot. We are doing a car of our own design, of our own vision here. Basically, this thing is going to be a massive, and I mean it's a 114-inch wheelbase. So it's quite a It's quite a long car. It's quite a massive car. Just a massive two-door convertible. I don't think I've ever made a convertible, or not very often. I think I've maybe made one or two convertibles ever. So first things first, this is a 2000s massive, very luxurious convertible. It's going to compete against basically like the S-Class. Was there an S-Class? It's basically an S-Class competitor. This is a convertible format though, not a four-door sedan. This thing could be a four-door sedan if we wanted to, but it's not going to be. Full steel panels. We could go maybe partial aluminum and save us some money, but doesn't matter. This thing is going to be heavy regardless. Double wishbone in front, multi-link in the back, hop into the engine. So you can probably tell by the thumbnail, this is going to be a pretty interesting car. It's got a V16, because what else would you want in a vehicle? All aluminum. We can go 4-valve. We can go 4-valve. We can go 5-valve. We can go cast iron, but aluminum, this is the new tech, right? We don't need VVL. 5-valve per cylinder, 16 cylinders. Of course, we're too large right now to fit in the car. And I think the biggest we can fit in this body, in this, front-mounted longitudinal setup is 4.2 liters approximately. So, that's a reasonably sized engine. Of course, that's still, a very small V16. It's a very, very small horsepower or power or blah, blah. Very small per cylinder, per displacement count. So that's okay though. 4 liters for a V16 engine. We're going to go for full cast iron. This is like the new technology for 2000s from this company. Why not? We're going to go for a pretty high cam profile, probably 65 to start, VVT all cams, and 9.5 to 1 compression ratio. Turbocharger. We'll go for a performance tune, I think is what we'll have. We'll go to, 500 horsepower, I think. This thing's not going to be a crazy powerful car. It's not meant to be crazy powerful. For 2000, it's going to be, but it's not a all-out race car. This is a luxury car. The goal is making power down low, which is turbochargers. I mean, down low-ish. It's only a 4-liter V60. It's only a 4 liter, so it's kind of a small engine. Not the torqueest thing. Multi-point twin configuration. We're going to go for standard intake and premium fuel. We can maybe even go for like 98, but premium, it's fine. We'll go for 3-way cats, and then we'll go for 2 reverse flow mufflers. This thing is baffled the quietest. No, reverse flow is the quietest. Reverse flow is very quiet. Okay. We'll need a big exhaust to start, though. This thing is still going to be... It's going to have a lot of power. We don't need ignition timing right now. We can go for, I think, 12 fuel mixture. So right now we're making 300 horsepower and 300 torque, which is not obviously a lot. We can actually just increase this a bit higher. Increase the boost to like 20 psi is quite a bit. I'm shooting for around 450 horsepower and as much torque as possible. 3200 is... it's a little too high for the torque. But we're going to lower the compressor and the turbine size. We are making less horsepower and torque, but we'll play around with it just a bit. Increasing the AR ratio will help us get that the more power for the range. Now we're back down to 2800. We have more torque now. We can go even higher to 1.4. Very, very high AR ratio. So we're making 470 torque and 350 horsepower, which is not bad. We can go to 25 psi. Now we're not getting too much more. A bit bigger on the intercooler and a bit more on the fuel mixture. I think I did a test car. We did 9 to 1 compression ratio. We still have a lot of octane to play with now. We probably need a bigger exhaust as well. Slightly bigger exhaust. So we can go for a 4-inch exhaust. This is basically a semi-truck. My gosh, it's a massive exhaust. That's okay though. 365 horsepower. It's not bad. But to compete against something like an S-Class, Mercedes, an S65 or S63, AMG, we can go to 7,000 RPM redline as well as what we're shooting for. So 366 or so horsepower so far. 495. That's a lot of torque. Not for a V16, but a lot for a 4.2 liter engine. That's a lot for a 4.2 liter engine. Remember, we're competing against 6.3 liter twin turbo V12s. So of course less cylinders, and probably I think a smoother engine as well. V16 is just not smooth at all. V12 is very, very luxurious. But we'd actually increase the ignition timing a bit more. So around 420 horsepower. 420 or so horsepower, 570. So I think we out-torque the Mercedes, the S63, not the S65, which is the twin turbo one. We out-torque the NAV12, which is fine. Obviously, we want to shoot for the stars. Over 500 pound-feet of torque is definitely a lot for this car. I'll work on the engine in the time lapse, I think, a bit more. So we'll go to build the car right now. We're going to make this thing a very, very, very long hood. and a very, very long hood. Obviously, still a massive interior for the car. This is a two-door convertible, a very, very large car, obviously. We'll select the convertible body, please. And then we will go ahead and make it so we can make the fenders just a bit wider, probably. This thing's going to have pretty big tires. I'm not too sure. It's going to be all-wheel drive. So the theme behind this is basically a brand new, stunning, almost like a concept car, but that came to production. It's a all-wheel drive. It's going to be a sequential gearbox, a high-performance car-derived gearbox. This is the top-end trim, obviously, of whatever this is. There's probably a V12 as the base model, or a V8. Peasants drive their V8s. Now you got the V16 model twin turbo. We'll go for a sequential 6-speed. So I'm just thinking like similar to Maserati of the time. I'm not sure if Maserati had the sequential or the semi-auto gearbox back in the day, the Ferrari-derived one. We'll go for a now, do we need a limited slip diff? I think only because of the insane amounts of power this thing has. Obviously, I think we need some sort of locking or some sort of differential to help us put the power down as fast as possible. We'll increase the top speed. We'll go for a sports compound. And was this 315's massive? We don't need that larger tires. Let's go for 295s. Oh, that's still massive as well. And that's still quite large, actually. 285 and 295, very massive tires. We'll go for 19-inch and 27. We'll go for alloy wheels. Very, very large tires, very large wheels as well. Solid disc, 6-piston. We'll go for large ones as well, and 4-piston, quite large as well. We'll go for 16 inches up front, I think. And then we can go for fully clad in cooling flaps. You know what? We'll do that. Slightly better fuel. This car is going to be expensive, so a bit better fuel economy would be nice. Ambient interior. Luxury CD, variable hydraulic, because it weighs a bit more. This thing's gonna be porky. Might as well have the variable steering. Active comfort mode. We'll go for semi-active, and we'll tune it for comfort. So right off the bat here, 9 mpg, 8.8 mpg average. Pretty great, obviously. 5,400 approx, or 5,350 pounds. Very, very heavy. 0 to 60 in 5.2 seconds, which is very quick, obviously. And we'll make it a bit more rear bias. This thing's got to shred tires if it wants to as well. So we've got a 6-speed sequential, definitely an advanced transmission for the time. We can probably raise the ride height just a little bit, maybe. Just a little bit, so it's not like a rubbing. Okay, so I think the basics are pretty much there. Obviously, I would like more performance. I want to get more horsepower, so I think what we're going to do is design the car as well as tune the engine and stuff. I think we're going to shoot for around 450 horsepower. I don't want the fuel economy to suffer that much more, because honestly, 9 average is already pretty atrocious. So what I'm going to do, design the car, then we'll drive it in Force BeamNG.Drive. Sit back, relax, guys, and I hope you enjoy. Alright, guys, so we are designing our ultra luxurious massive tank of a GT car that we're building. This is the 2000 of course. We are starting off with the front end, and I do want to have a similar design style to a car I made in the past. I'll post a picture on the screen now, like my my Genesis Hyundai kind of looking thing. Basically, I have 2 square or rectangular headlights with a grille stretching across the front end, with some just accent grill, some accent trim pieces, I guess, in the front end too, with some some headlight washer jet housings. Just playing around with the color for a bit, and the roof of the car. This is a giant convertible after all. I have the front bottom fascia nearly done. It does get tweaked, and the whole thing does get tweaked. This whole build actually takes me a good 2 or 3 or 2.5 hours or so. I do all these builds in my Discord now, so make sure to join the Discord linked in the description. I am pretty satisfied with the front grille. Again, I do, I think, go back and tweak it just a bit later on. I do increase the horsepower and torque of the engine just a little bit, tweaking the engine, adding a side sort of accent piece on the side that sort of takes your eye. I'll explain it more in the actual outside of the time lapse, but basically I added a trim piece on the side, adding some square taillights similar to the front, and again, just playing along with the front grille, seeing kind of what I can do. And I'm still not finished with it. It takes a while for me to get happy with anything that we have at all, to be honest. Making smaller, more rectangular shaped headlights, definitely a bit more aggressive looking. Still not happy with it. The grille is definitely too small in my opinion. Go back to larger headlights and a similar grille as well. Definitely takes me a long time to get a front end that I'm actually happy with being unique, as well as being decent looking. Again, playing around with the color yet again. I go through a lot of colors in this car, probably the most of any car I've ever done. And then I have some side trim pieces on the side of a vent with some chrome pieces. I finished off with this blue color for now. I'm pretty happy with it. I do change it for, basically after this, I do change it after the fact. Working on the back end now, we have similar against those still rectangular square taillights. I do angle them a bit more to look a bit more aggressive. Adding a bottom rear diffuser, similar to something like a Mercedes or a BMW of the time. This is a competitor to the Mercedes SL, or the S-Class in general. Just a big luxury beast of a vehicle that just so happens to have a massive convertible top. Adding these, turn signals or brake lights on the bottom, and I have them on the front as well, adding a quick chrome piece here and there. I do add a wing inside the convertible top of the vehicle, just so it actually has downforce without actually seeing downforce, because I wanted to keep it clean looking. And in front of us, we have the Zentarok GT. Alright guys, so like I said, this is the Zentarok GT from the year 2000, and you know what, I think it's pretty well designed. It actually took me a fairly long time to actually design this vehicle. I wanted to have something unique, without copying too much of any other car, as well as fitting in with some more modern cars that I have. I'll show on the screen here is the sort of the design philosophy. This is just a way older version of that. We got the dual square or rectangular headlights, basically, with some sort of chrome and body color strip on the side there. A simple vent down there with some more, lots of lines, lots of chrome, lots of lines here. I'm not too sure if I like the gray. I was playing around with the colors for a long time. It's okay though. Basically, we have almost this not so straight bar going across the entire front end with the headlights, so I actually really like how that turned out. With the headlights, it looks quite good. Little bulge in the hood, nice and simple, with a emblem, I guess, is there. Which is different than my modern one, but this is the older one, because why not? So this is a giant convertible, and this thing is absolutely giant. We didn't tweak the engine really that much. 475 horsepower is respectable. Big old, what is this, 18-inch wheels? 19-inch wheels, which is pretty massive for the year 2000. A vent on the side, which is pretty good. I'm not too sure if I like this 100%, but it's okay. I actually really like this, how this turned out. A lot of people might not like it, but I do like it personally. With a lot of cars, you'll see how they have almost like a skirt that sort of curves up nowadays, at least. Basically to get, to pretty much start from down here, going all the way across and up to match with the taillights, basically where they start, which is sort of what this thing lines up to, at least to here. So it's not too bad. I really like that a lot. You guys might not like it though. Back we have similar dual rectangular, dual square taillights, basically with a similar fascia as the front, but just on the rear. No naming, no emblem or anything on the back. License plate would go here, but this is not. This is like a pre-production car, maybe. Who knows? Massive quad exhaust tip. This thing is a 4.2 liter V12, or V16. Sorry, it's got a massive exhaust. I like how the back end turned out quite a bit though. In the front, definitely a pretty unique car. Weighs 5,300 pounds. Final cost 125,000, which is pretty respectable. In the year, this is $2012, so it's going to be a bit less expensive in the year 2000, which it's definitely an expensive car. 0-60 in 4.6 seconds, which is quite quick, competing against something like the Mercades SL, or the S-Class in general, just like a really luxurious, big old engine car. I'm not too sure, like, what other cars really would there be-ish that would fit this? Like, Mercedes SL is the only massive GT with a big old engine that comes to mind. If I'm forgetting one, let me know in the comments down below, because I'm just totally drawing a blank here. It could maybe, I'm not sure the Mercedes S, I think the McLaren Mercedes SLR came out a bit later. But this thing, although being less sporty, and a lot less expensive, but just the straight line performance and just top speed is quite similar to that as well. 312 kilometers an hour, which is pretty good, honestly. We can tweak that just a bit. 310 kilometers an hour is what this thing can do approximately. Actually, I like it down here. 0.64.6 sounds nicer. But a fast car to say the least. A viscous limited slip diff, because we could have a locked or geared. We could viscous, it's fine. This car is not meant to be crazy high performing. It's not going to perform well probably at all, but it is a great car, I think, at least nonetheless. So we're going to go into BeamNG.Drive. I want to see the top speed, just how fast this thing can accelerate, because this thing's got a lot of cylinders, a lot of power, a lot of torque. Will this thing do a burnout? I'm not too sure. I'll see you guys in BeamNG.Drive in just 1 second. Alright guys, so we're in BeamNG.Drive. This is the East Coast USA Asphalt Stage 2. I did a quick test lap, or quick test, I guess, to see how this car performs. One thing we forgot to do is tune the suspension. I mean, I just set it on default, I think, for comfort, and tweaked it very, very slightly. That's okay, though. So we're gonna hop into it. We're here. We'll look at our car real quick. I also want to do a top speed on after to see what this thing just does in a straight line. It looks quite good in BeamNG. The headlights, it all looks as it should, I think. The exhaust, I kind of like the middle, almost like exhaust cutout plate. It looks kind of cool. I like this. It's a little bit too bright for my eyes, but it looks pretty good. I think overall I'm pretty happy with this thing, how it turned out. We're going to hop in first person. We're just going to see, use this sequential gearbox we got. And remember, guys, this thing is rear-wheel drive. Wheel spin. Is this thing rear? This thing has got to be rear-wheel drive. Okay, wow, that was a quick crash right there. This thing is very, very quick, obviously, off the line even. An absolute behemoth of a vehicle. 0-60 in the mid 4-second range, which is pretty good. You can't really do great lines. Yeah, this thing is, you can just tell already, it's super heavy. My gosh, the brakes almost feel like they're not even there at all. It's a very soft suspension, to say the least. This thing is literally all over the road, and it's fantastic. This thing is not meant for any kind of high-performance runs, but you can do it. If you want to do some sort of, you know, stoplight or drag racing, then you can do so, but this thing is not meant for any kind of speed and turning at the same time, or any kind of bumps, really. Oh, there's a wall. We're fine. We're fine. The car's fine. Only pulls slightly to the left, very slightly. It's totally okay, though, probably. Brake a little bit early here. Down to second only, apparently. Wow. Oh, we can't really turn right that much. Okay, we're fine. And we'll go down to second again. Honestly, it's handling the course decent. Not my best time ever, obviously, in this course. I mean, that was a bad one. Not the best time, obviously. Only 58 seconds. I want to do a top speeder next. We'll just go for a change configuration here. We will just go to the West Coast USA. I want to go to a highway strip. Let's see what this thing can do on a highway. 24 seconds is my record with probably a very fast car. This thing is obviously not a new car. It's not crazy fast. Here's 60 again in the mid-high 4-second range, which is pretty appropriate for a car of this price, of this time, obviously, which is, you know, not bad. So, we're here, obviously. The vehicle is looking kind of weird with the lighting. That's okay. We'll stay in third person for this run, and we'll take off ESC. We don't really need that where we're going. And we'll just launch it from first. Look at that acceleration. This thing is like a freight train on steroids. Look at we crashed right off the bat. Okay, that was not great. But yeah, this thing is quite quick. It's so much pulling power. No wheel spin off the line at all. I mean, a quick chirp of the tires, but that's okay. We'll go through this one this time, because why not? The 120, 130. And still pulling super consistently, which is honestly this car's saving grace, is just how consistent the power is. There's just so much power and torque. About 1.8 pounds a bar, or pounds a bar, is that what 1.8 bar? Yeah. 210 kilometers an hour. Not bad so far. Top speed is around 300, so if we can get... Okay, 230, that's not terrible. 26.4 seconds, not bad. And the finish line is 32 overall, which is pretty bad. But yeah, the second last one is not bad. 250 kilometers an hour or so, which is not terrible. Let's see braking here. This is full emergency stop. Oh, wow. The brakes are sketchy, to say the least. But not a bad car. I think it looks quite good. The little split in the back. There is downforce in the car, but there's a wing inside the car adding downforce to the vehicle. The wing is inside the car. I forgot to mention that because you can't really see it. It's hard to remember that. So there's a wing inside the actual convertible top of this car. It's kind of glitched into it just so we can have downforce. Because if not, this car would be just a complete wreck on the roads. I don't even think we'll hop into a third map. Honestly, this is just fun hanging out on the highway here, cruising. So I'll leave a link down below for the .car file. I do most of my builds, if not all my builds now. I do build my cars mostly all live in the Discord, so join the Discord, linked in the description. It's also a lot of fun there, with challenges and all that stuff there as well. There's going to be a live stream tomorrow, so stay tuned for that, I guess. And then a video coming on Friday, then a live stream on Saturday. So we got a lot coming the later half of this week. I haven't been posting too much in the actual current week right now because doing work and all that stuff, and not a lot of time, and just relaxing basically, just relaxing lately, which is all good. I kind of want to put up a vlog at some point. I've got some B-roll footage of me driving my Maverick, etc. I do plan on getting more and making a better vlog, but we'll see in the future. We just crash race. That's perfectly fine. I think we'll end it off here. If you guys like the video, leave a like down below. There is some more stuff that's coming, not automation. The next video will not be automation. It'll be another game, maybe SnowRunner, maybe some street legal racing Redline. Either of those sound like a lot of fun. If you guys like the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time.